Howdy, guys. Welcome to Maz's Farm, where we're empowering poultry farmers like you to raise healthy and thriving flocks using simple, effective, and affordable methods. I'm your host, Ruth Ezeyi, and I'm excited to share with you the low cost local brooding charcoal bucket method that's revolutionizing the way we care for our birds. In this channel, we'll show you how to use locally sourced materials to create a safe and nurturing environment for your chicks without breaking the bank. From setting up the brooding bucket to managing temperature and humidity, we'll cover it all. So, if you're tired of expensive and complicated brooding systems and want to join a community of like minded farmers who are passionate about sustainable and natural farming practices, then you're in the right place. Subscribe to our YouTube channel for regular updates, tips, and tutorials on the charcoal bucket method, and let's raise healthy and happy birds together. Thank you. As you can see, our chicks arrived very, very late at night because the chicks was ordered from Kano. So we arrived at Owerri at 8 p.m. in the night. So we have to share them. We ordered for 1,200 beds and we had to share them in the two different farms. This is another farm and we took 600 beds there. So this is the farm where I'll be showing you how to use the local cage system in brooding your chicks with charcoal. Just the local, very, 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 very low cost. You don't need to have the best equipment to brood your chicks in a very, very comfortable space. So this is when one of our workers, Mr. Tekino, was offloading the beds. He was so hungry because it was late at night. He should at least be resting now, but not our fault. The chicks came back by this time. So it started offloading. So where we order our chicks from Chukun Company. They have feeds and they also have chicks. And one thing I love about their chicks is that number one, they grow rapidly. Number two, they don't fall sick randomly. Their immunes are very, 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 very strong. And also their chicks come in twos. There's the one we call the male lines. Those are just male. You can't see female in it. Just male lines. But this in particular is the mixed, like the male and the female. But mostly they are male. And as you can see, our breeding standing cage are already ready to accommodate the chicks that we've ordered. And this is us preparing for them. This is the charcoal that we use, and this is the chicks being pulled out into the cage. The thing about the standing cage is that when you put your chicken in it, when they poop, the poop goes right down and it helps for the chicken's health. And the chicken wouldn't fall sick easily because there is no poop attached to the cage. And also, it gives the chicks enough space and hair. One thing to know about this kind of cage is to make sure the room is highly constructed, either with tarpaulin or with sack. But we mostly use tarpaulin and sack for the body because of heat, we need the environment to be hot. Not too hot, but at least hot in a way whereby the chicks will feel cold and they won't feel too hot. As you can see, some of the chicks that they poured out are very weak because it took a very, very long journey to get here. So most of them are weak. Very, very, very weak. We are even lucky that some did not die on the way. here, because most of our orders, some always drop, as in die, before they arrive to their destination. And this, we did not have a single loss in this one, which we are very, very grateful for. Because one thing about birds, their lives are so fragile. If you don't handle them with care, love, just know that this is not a business for you. We put 300 here, 300 and the other one, because of space. As you can see, our birds are very, very, very healthy. Very healthy birds. And Mr. Techno is trying so hard to pour the birds in fast, because they've been cooped up in a particular box for a very long time. So they need space and they need air. They need to exercise themselves and feel a little bit happy. They've been so cooped up. You can see when they pour them out, they could not even move. They felt they were still in a particular place. But if you see this other side, they're already getting themselves, they're already trying to play, as we call it, with their fellow chicks. Mr. Techno is a very, very, very hardworking man, and I thank God for having this kind of worker. You can see this particular chick is very weak. Very, 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 very weak. So I called Mr. Techno to ask him that should we give them water. They said that they are not that weak, unlike the chicks we always order. At least by now, I would have had 2 or 3 losses from the chicks, but they are very, very, very strong and healthy. Even with the long distance, they are still trying so hard to get hair into their body. So I just want to show you guys the process gently, so you can see we pour them with care. If you don't have care, love, and patience in this business is not for you at all. Because one thing about this business is it takes away your time. You don't have a time for yourself. You have to always be here to see when they are okay, when they are fine, when they are sick, when their poop are not good, and when you need to vaccine them. So as you can see, Mr. Techno is packing up the boxes of the chicks, and he wants to put the light now for them where he always put them. This is our feeders, and this is our drinkers, where they drink water from. This is him fixing the lights for the chicks, and you see how happy our chicks will be. Just watch. Our chicks will be very happy. You can see they're now happy. They are stressing themselves. Now this is the time for us to pour water for them, because after pouring them out, you give them water so they can get accustomed to it because of the heat and everything they've passed through before arriving. So they need to drink water, and while pouring water for them, we give them what we call vitamins. We give them vitamins so that it will help for their health, and it will make they won't fall sick easily, and to help in strengthening their immune system. So this is him setting up the water. Don't mind our bucket. The bucket has been used very, very long, and that's why it looks this color. But the water, I'm very, very sure the water is very clean. You can see the tarpaulin we're using covering the breeding room, And this is our feed. We give them 511 hope feed, new hope feed. That's what we give them. That's the vitamins that we'll pour for them. You can see we give them 2 spoons of vitamins because they are still very, very young, very, very small. So just give them just 2 spoons of vitamins. I want you guys to know that this process, I'm very sure if you want to build these cages, the cages are just 150k each. Unlike when you want to do it in a more expensive and more fine, how will I put it, beautify and make it look good. This is the charcoal pot, the charcoal bucket. As you can see, we are trying to on it. You don't need to have a what they used to call it, the expensive version of a charcoal pot in order to breed your chickens. This is a low cost, effective, and very, very long lasting way to breed your chicks with charcoal. So while we are done putting the fire, we let it heat up before we put it in the breeding room. But before then, we give them water, we feed them feeds before we give them heat. Because without heat, they can't survive. And Mr. Tekno is an expert when it comes to chicks. He's been in this business for roughly over 10 or 15 years. So he knows the amount of water and he knows everything. He knows how to give them water in a way without measuring it. So watch how he puts water for them, makes them get used to water. And see, the chicks are now lively. They are now roaming around because they feel they are no more cooped up in a particular place. They now roam around. Don't put much water for them when they are a day old chicks. Just put little because they won't even drink much from the water. No, they will not drink much. Even the feeds you are going to put for them, they won't eat much till the 3rd day, till they are 3-day old, before they start eating very well. So we are just putting the water so they won't have dry throats. They can drink and feel their food also there. So this is the process of training them and rearing your chicks in a local standing cage. See, our chicks are now lively. They're now roaming around, feeling good. See the way they rushed the water. You ask yourself, how do they know what is water? How? But the way they are drinking it means they are starved of water. They need water to survive. You can see they are drinking the water effectively. We are even round against the water, making sure they drink their water effectively. This is Mr. Techno's way of opening the feed bag. See, our chicks are lively, they are happy. There's nothing like freedom, even when it comes to animals. There's nothing like freedom. So if you want your chicks to grow big and very big, just make sure they have enough space, enough hair, little or no heat, because they themselves, they are heat. But when they are little, they need heat to survive. But when they are growing, when they're like 2 to 3 weeks, well, that will be my next videos. I'll tell you about when they are growing. But right now, we are talking about now that they are like a day to a week old. You see the differences and the changes that the standing cage gives. So this is in pouring out the feed for them to eat. They don't even know if they have feed. So I'm just entering to the feeder. Some are just picking what they don't know. They are learning how to eat. They don't know what it is. So they are learning what it is till day 3 before they understand that they need it to survive. Just give them little feeds. And give them even the feeds till the next day. The feed will still be there. They will just eat little because they are still learning how to eat. This is our feed. New Hope starter. Yellow bag. One thing about this New Hope starter, the yellow bag is very, very rich. Very, very, very rich. I don't know how they do it, but once you give your chicks this yellow bag in their first stage, then you start giving them the other bags. You see how big, mature, and strong the chickens will be. Their feeds are very, very rich in corn and other nutrients. It also has this coccidiosis medicine in itself, because mostly that will be a talk for another day. The sicknesses that are prone to chickens. We'll still talk about that in another video. So while we are done with this, we now go and check You guys do not mind me singing because I love singing. So this is us going back to the other farm. You can see this is me carrying 3 cartons, empty cartons. Why is carrying 5 empty cartons? Because we have another breeding room, but the breeding room doesn't have a cage. But it's just another method, another local method of breeding. So the second 600, we want to go and breed them, the other cartons, because the breeding, we have to be on the floor. So thank you guys for watching my YouTube videos, and stay tuned for more. Subscribe and like. Thank you.